Well, welcome to The Optimistic Heart. I am Paul Flood, and I am your host, and I am The Optimistic Heart. So what's this all about? So the way I see it, an optimist is a person who knows that something greater is always ready to emerge. And I've learned that the most life-changing, the most greatest, the most beautiful things that do emerge from us do come from the heart, because that is where love comes from. I help people understand and learn how to remove the barriers to the awareness of love's presence in their lives. So if you're ready to change to a thought system that is controlling your life, you might want to stick around and hear what I have to say. You see, I'll be sharing a lot of simple steps that will help you learn how to control the conversation in your head and change it to one from being filled with limiting and false beliefs and inner criticism and judgment to one that's being filled with thoughts and beliefs of loving yourselves and your unlimited potential. See, I've found that we've been conditioned to believing we need a reason for happiness or joy. So we also think that it has to be something outside of us that is going to make us feel better and make us feel happy and make us feel loved. And that's actually a false belief. So over the years, I have spent a fortune on books and programs on learning, ways to improve myself and finally get my act together and finally get my life together. And I'll tell you, for the longest time, I got new jobs and promotions and all these types of things, but nothing ever really seemed to change. I realize now that I was giving power to things that were outside of me, thinking that if I acted in a certain way, that this book told me how to act, or I did a certain visualization or the right affirmation, my life would suddenly change. I thought that something was off. I realized what was off finally was that I was looking outside for a solution that really was on the inside. So I made a lot of changes in my life, and the really major one about 15 years ago was I decided to stop drinking and to sober up. And it was during that time that my life really started to change. So I started looking inside for answers that I'd been searching for outside. So certain books and teachings and teachers were appearing in my life, and it gave me a new way and a new perspective of seeing things. So I realized that I was actually hiding from myself, and I was afraid to face the Paul that I saw in the mirror. All of the self-improvement programs that I had purchased and studied in the past had a lot of valid and useful information in them, but like I said earlier, I think the problem was that I thought there was something inherently wrong with me, and that's what really filled me with the negative self-talk and the self-doubt and things. So, through a lot of studies of many spiritual traditions and many books and texts, including Buddhism and Taoism and mysticism and a lot of the other, what we call the wisdom traditions, and combining that with the new information, the studies around the quantum world and how we're all made of energy and how those energy patterns relate to giving us something that we can actually control, I came to the understanding of what I am and the incredible potential that exists inside of me and in every being on this planet, including you. So I also learned that the real changes happen during the journey, and we need different answers for different stages of our journey. So my journey has been a long one, as you can see from my gray hair, but I've learned a lot, and my life really has changed dramatically. So what really came about and how this optimistic heart and everything came to be was that as I shared a lot of the thoughts and things and just regular conversations I was having with a lot of people and various friends, I found many of them were coming back to me. Sometimes it was a couple days, and sometimes it was a couple weeks or even several months, but people were actually getting back in touch with me and saying, Paul, you changed my life. That conversation that we had totally changed my life, and it has turned around and is totally different. And I was thinking, whoa, what happened there? So, what they were doing is they were saying, Paul, you should be teaching this stuff. What you are sharing and teaching is something special and can help a lot of people. And so people were actually asking me if they could pay me for my personal guides and personal teaching. And I'd even had others were asking me to come in and speak to their companies and seeing if I could give this perspective to their entire teams at work. So I'll tell you, if you had told me 20 or so years ago that people would be coming to me for spiritual teaching or guidance, I would definitely have thought, hey, wow, you really don't know me very well. However, today I realized that the knowledge and the experience that I had gained and applied on my journey is a gift that I have to share with others. So it's in these videos, the YouTube videos and the podcasts and the blog posts and things, that I'll be sharing a lot of the things that, and the information that others have told me that made a big difference to them in so many ways. So I'll share a lot of teachings along with some great tips and tools that you can practice that can have some great results in your lives. So I do hope you enjoy what I have to share with you. I can tell you it can make a big difference in your life and how you see yourself and the world around you. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button below, and be sure also to click on the link that I have to my website, which is optimisticheart.com, but there's a link on below on this video. It's a link to a free guide that I've created, and it's called the 5 Steps to Freedom from Your Inner Critic. So it helps you shut off that voice in your head that's constantly beating on you, and it gives you some tips and techniques and practices that you can immediately begin using that can make a difference how you see yourself and how you see things around you. So I will be posting new content and materials weekly, so I do appreciate your stopping by. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you or chatting with you in the future. So all the best. I hope you have a wonderful